You have on average about 30,000 days. We've always treated that time as a linear path, a collection of moments that inevitably fade. But have we ever stopped to ask what happens when our past is no longer a memory, but a database? This isn't a story about remembering the big moments, the birthdays, the graduations. It's about what happens when you can recall every conversation, every fleeting idea, every argument you won, every promise you made. What if your life wasn't just a story you tell yourself, but a perfectly indexed, instantly retrievable reality? This might sound like science fiction, but it's inspired by an emerging frontier in AI design. We're going to explore the architecture that's making this possible and touch upon a fundamental question. What does it mean to remember? Let's be honest. Human memory is beautifully, frustratingly flawed. It's emotional, but it's not reliable. How many times have you been in a discussion knowing you have the perfect piece of information, but it's just out of reach? We've outsourced our memory to journals and photos, but these are just fragments. They are lossy compressions of a life. Think of your mind as the most powerful computer you'll ever own, but with the world's worst filing system. The data is in there, but there's no search bar. Until now. We already create digital breadcrumbs of our lives. The emails we send, the messages we type. The raw data is there. Tools are emerging, like the memory assistant from Limitless, that can record your meetings and conversations. How do you turn the unstructured chaos of a human life into a clean, searchable database? The answer lies in a layered AI architecture. First, there's the capture layer, the microphones that record conversations, the software logging your digital life. Next is the indexing layer. In AI, this is powered by vector embeddings. It turns data into a string of numbers. This allows you to search by concept, not just keyword. Ideas that are semantically similar will become mathematical neighbors. We can think of it as having an episodic memory. This layer stores specific events from your life, tagged with context. From that, the system builds a semantic memory. This is your personal knowledge base of facts and principles extracted over time. Let's imagine how this would function. You're at your desk. You search for that business idea I had last spring while hiking with Mark. On your screen, a transcript appears highlighting the segment where you brainstormed a sustainable packaging company. Let's try a more complex query. Show me the progression of my thoughts on moving and correlate it with my journal entries. Search for the feeling of my grandmother's laugh. An AI can't feel, but it can reconstruct the context around an emotion. The potential benefits are staggering. No idea ever lost. Deep self-understanding. But there is another side to this. A system capable of searching everything you've ever said would create the most intimate database ever assembled. Who owns this data? Could a government demand it? Suddenly, the architecture isn't merely technical. It's a question of personal autonomy. Human memory fades. We move on from heartbreak. The sharp edges of painful experiences soften. But a machine doesn't need to forget. Would perfect memory make us wiser? Or would it make it harder to move on? The day is coming when you might be able to query your entire life. That could transform our relationship with our past. We may gain the ability to remember everything, and we may discover that forgetting was never simply a flaw. Which brings me to you. If you had this technology today, what would be the first memory you would search for?